Hello guys, this is me Amani from the Coding Academy by Amani, and welcome back again to this series of C programming. In this video, we will learn about for loop statement of C programming. We will start by explaining what is loop, why do we need loop statements in programming, the loop types in C programming and in general in programming, explaining the for loops in C, and finally, we will do together some exercises with for statement. So please keep watching until the end to understand this very important and basic lesson in C. So let's get started. What is loop? The first thing that you have to understand is what is loop. A loop is any repeated task more than one time. A looping statement is repeating a particular code until a condition. We will see together how to create this condition. So, the most important question here, why do we need looping statement in coding? Let's start by an example. We have this example is to enter 10 numbers by user. So, the first thing that you have to do is to create 10 variables in which we will memorize the different number that the user will enter. And we have to repeat this code: printf, please enter a number, and scanf, memorize or register the number in these variables. So here we are asking the user to enter 10 numbers, so we have to repeat this 2 lines of code 10 times because we will ask the user 10 numbers. Imagine now if we ask the user to enter 100 numbers. So here the first thing, we have to declare 100 variables, and we have to repeat these 2 lines of code printf scanf 100 times, which is not possible. It will take a lot of time and we can do a lot of mistakes. So the solution here is to reduce the line of code by using loop statements. In C programming and in general in programming, we have 3 types of loops. The first one, for loop, the second one, while loop, and the third one, do while loop. So for us, you will start in this video by for loop, and we will continue the other 2 types of loop in the future video. There is for sure a syntax to follow for this for loops. The syntax is like that. For, we have the keyword, C keyword or programming keyword for. We have the open parenthesis. We have here 3 parts. The first one, initialization statement. The second one, test expression. The third one, update statement. And between the curly braces, we have statement inside the body of loop. So, how for loop works exactly? The initialization statement is executed just one time. So, it will just execute it one time by the compiler. Then, we will evaluate the test expression. If the test expression is evaluated to false, the loop is terminated and the compiler will come and execute the rest of the code after this curly braces. But if the test expression is evaluated to true, the statement inside the body of the for will be executed and we will update the update statement. And again, after the statement inside the loop is executed, we will come back again to the test expression. We will test again the test expression if it's true or false. If it's false, so the statement inside the body of loop will not be executed and the program will finish if we don't have code after this curly braces. But if we have program or if we have line of code after this braces code, it will be continued. If the test expression is evaluated to true, the statement inside the body of loop will be executed and the update statement will be updated. This process will continue until the test expression will be false. So the condition that we talk about is this test expression. The loops will continue until the test expression will be false. So I hope the syntax is clear for everybody. Now we will start by the first example to make this idea clearer and to understand better the for statement. the first exercise is to print number from 1 to 10. So this example is simple. We will start together by a simple one. So here, the first thing, we have to prepare the syntax of for. Here, we know that we are going to use for. Why? Because we already know what to repeat. We find already what to repeat is to enter a number. So here, the first thing that you have to do, you have to find if you have something to repeat in your code or not. If there is something repeating, so you have to use for or another loop types. If there is no repeating action or no repeating code, there is no need to use for. So here, in our case, we have to repeat to write numbers. So we are going to use for. The first thing that we have to add here is the initialization statement. So here, e is equal to 0. So we will start e by 0. After, we have the test expression. Here, we will repeat until the value will be equal to 10. So here, this e, this value, you can call it as you want, must be less than 11. This is our stop condition. After the updated condition, we have e++. Each time we will increment our e. Here we use a new variable, e, so we have to add the declaration of e. We open our parenthesis here. Now, what we need from this exercise is to print the value of e. So here we have printf %d. We will write it in the value of e. Sorry, we don't need the others because we are printing. Okay, we will just print the value of this e. So here, let's execute together. Let's register this program. Sorry. As you can see here, we have printed with one line of code 10 value from 0 to 10. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We can make it started from 1. Now we have from 1 until 10. So let me explain again what we did exactly. Here, the initialization value, it's e equal to 1. So our start value is equal to 1. This is what they need from us. The test expression is e less than 11. So this program will continue to write numbers until e will be equal to 11. After the updated statement, we have e++. Each time we have to increment the value of e. So the first iteration, here we have 10 iterations to repeat. The first iteration, we have e is equal to 1. E will be equal to 1. E is less than 11 is true. So this condition will be executed. The compiler will print 1. After, the value of the updated stated will be updated. E++, so e will be equal to 2. Now, the second iteration of this for, we have here now e is equal to 2 because we already incremented here. We have e is equal to 2. We will check if e is less than 11. It's true, so we will print this statement, e is equal to 2. And after we will update this value. So e will be equal to 3. After, now, e is equal to 3. It will check the test expression. We have e equal to 3, it's less than 11, is true. So it will print here. After printing, it will update. So there is an order. The first iteration, e is equal to 1, will be executed just one time. The first iteration. After writing this statement, each time this condition must be verified. If it's true, the statement inside the for will be executed. After executing the statement, the expression, this updated expression must be updated until the iteration 10. In the iteration 10, we have here e is equal to 11. So we will come here, e is less than 11. It's false, it's not true. So this expression inside the for will not be executed, and this e will not be updated. The updated expression also will not be updated. The program will come here after this curly braces, will not find another code, so the program will be finished. Let's execute again. So we have write the number from 1 to 10. I hope you understand the basic syntax of for. Now let's pass to the second exercise. In this exercise, we will write a program to calculate the sum of first and natural numbers. So the sum of first and natural number. So this n can be 5, can be 4, can be 10, can be 100. Okay, so the first thing here that we have to do, we have to know the value of n. After, we will tell the compile that you will calculate to us the sum, for example, from 1 to 10. So here the first thing, printf, that you will do, printf, we will ask the user what is the exactly the value of n that you want. So here we have enter the value of n. Scanf, we have here %d, and we have address of n. So here we need the variables int n. Now here we have something to repeat, is to calculate the sum of, is to enter n numbers and after calculate the sum. So we have something to repeat here 10 times. So here you need for loop. Here we have for it's equal to 1. It will start from 1, the first. E is less than. So E will be working until n. So we will calculate the sum of the first n variables. So n is included. So this condition must be E will continue to loop, to repeat until this E will be equal to n. And we have here the increment condition. Here we need a variable n, and after we have here to calculate the sum. For example, here we have the sum until 5. We have to calculate 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So here we need another variables in which we will memorize this sum. So we have here sum plus it's equal to E. It's like to write sum, it's equal to sum plus E. It's the same. You can write in this way or in this way. We already talked about that in the previous operator video. If you don't have idea about that, please watch this video from the C programming video list. Now, what do we have to do? After finishing calculating the sum, we have to print the final sum. So printf, here we have to declare it for sure sum. Let's do it separately because we will do it different. Sum is equal to 0. Here we are going to do some math operation in this sum variables. So we are going to calculate the sum of a lot of variables inside this sum. So we have to give an initial value of this sum. The initial value of this sum must be 0. So we have here %d, and we have, for example, here let's write sum, it's equal to %d, and we have here the value of the variable sum. As you can see, it's not complicated at all, this program. The first thing here that you have to know, what is the value of n. You can, for example, here choose int n, it's equal to, for example, 10. But here in our case, we want the user to enter the value of this n, because it can be different. Me, I can choose 5, you can choose 10. So it must be given by user. So the first thing here, we print enter the value of n. We ask the user to enter the value of n. We took the value of n. After, we did the loop. So the initial value here that will be executed just one time, it's equal to 1. After, the test condition e must be less or equal to n. So we are going to work to calculate the sum until n. After, if the value of e is less than n, this statement will be executed. We have sum, we are going to add sum, the value of e, to sum. So here in the first case, sum, it will be 1. After, we will increment the updated statement. So e will be 2. Here, 2 is less than, for example, 10. So 2 will be added to the sum. Now the total sum is 3, etc. until coming to the value of n. For example, if we choose it to 10. Now, printf the sum. We cannot write this sum inside the for. If we write it here, the sum will be repeated 10 times. But for us, we just want the final sum. We don't want to see in each iteration the value of sum. So here, the sum must be outside of the for, because we are not going to repeat. We just want the final value of sum. Let's try. For example, here we want 10 until the value 10, so the sum is 55. Let's try another one. For example, I just try until 3, so the sum is 6. So it will do the sum of 1 plus 2 plus 3, so it's equal to 6. I hope you understand the idea of this exercise. Now we will pass to the third exercise. In this third exercise, we have to find the maximum between 5 numbers. So we have 5 numbers and we have to find the maximum between them. So here, what is the repeating action? As I said in the previous exercise, the first thing that you have to think about is this question: is there anything to repeat here? Yes, here what we are going to repeat, we have to compare the value between all those values, 2, 2. So we have to compare the first and the second, the first and the third, the first and the fourth, etc., the second and the third. So we have to do a lot of comparison between the values. So here we need 4 loops. So the first thing here, 4, we prepare our 4, is equal to 0, e less than. Here we have 5 numbers, so it's less than 5, and we have e plus plus. Let's declare our int e. Here the number, we are not going to use number fixed by code. We are going to take these numbers from user. So we have to repeat to ask the user 5 times to give us the number. So the first thing here, printf please give a number. After, scanf %d address of num. So we have to declare it here. We use a new variable. We have to declare it here. Num. Sorry. After, now, the code will work like that. We enter the first number. After entering the first number, here, we enter the first number. We will assume that this number is the maximum. Okay, it's the maximum one. So here, what we will need, max variable. Sorry, let's do it separately. Max is equal to 0. Sorry. int max equal to 0. Now, we will compare this, the first number that we enter, to the maximum. If this number is less than maximum, nothing will change. If this number will be more or larger than the maximum, this number will be the maximum. So here we need if statement. We have to compare. If number is bigger than max. So max, it has the value of 0. So max, what will take? Will take the value of number. Now, for example, if we enter here 1, the maximum is 1. We finished here. And we close the for. Now, in the second. The first iteration, it's finished. We have maximum, it's equal to 1. For example, I enter 1. Now, the second iteration, e will be equal to 2. We are going to ask the user to enter a value. For example, here I entered 5. If the new value of number, it's 5. If this 5 is bigger than the maximum, the value in the maximum is the first value that I enter is 1, is true. So the maximum will take 5, etc. until finishing 5 numbers. When we finish the 4 here, we will do printf the largest or the maximum number will be registered where? For sure in the maximum value. So we have here max. And we finish the program. You can see here, by using for, we just write like 3 or 4 lines of code, but without for, we have to compare 5 numbers like 20 times. So let's execute. Let's register our program. We have given number. Okay, we have given number here. For example, 2. Another number, it will ask us 5 times because we have until 5. 300, 25, and 6. Here, the maximum value number is 100. As you can see here from this list, the maximum is 100. This is the basic idea how to find a maximum number between a list of numbers. I hope you understand this exercise and you understand the idea of for. If you like our video, please leave us a like and a comment. And do not hesitate to write us a comment if you don't understand something or you ask for another thing. And do not forget to get subscribe to our channel to get notified for future video. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.